Hi YouTube. Today we're going to be looking at how I master my own tracks. And I like to call this technique as top-down mastering. Now I'm sure you guys must have heard about top-down mixing, which is like a mixing technique in which you mix in reverse order, right? You start from your stereo bus or your master channel and then you move your way back to the buses, groups, and then onto individual tracks. And I like to apply this technique in mastering. So we're gonna actually master the tracks in reverse order, and we're gonna be seeing that how I do it. This is going to be a small concise version of the full tutorial, which is available on my Patreon, as you can see on the screen right now. As you guys know that I don't earn any money from YouTube, so like Patreon is currently the only way how you can support me financially and give me motivation to make more music, work on more music, and just keep making content for you guys. Just go ahead on my Patreon. You will find tutorials, track walkthroughs, track breakdowns, sample packs, and basically everything for your production needs. So yeah, let's just dive straight right into it. So as you can see on my screen, this is my mastering session. I don't have like a dedicated template for mastering, but I do recommend people to make a template for them because it saves time, and it's just how brain works. The lesser time you take to get to your desired result, the better it sounds. So I have two channels, which is like a compare channel and a read channel. In the compare and read channel, I have the mixed version of the track, and I just keep the compare channel because I like to, take a note on what I'm doing, if I'm doing it right or not. One thing that I would recommend every producer to do while mixing or mastering is that always gain match. And what do I mean by gain match is that the input gain from your audio into a plugin and the output gain from that plugin should be at the same level, right? Mathematically. I'm not talking about perceived loudness over here, but they should be at the same level. And the reason why I like to do that is because in that way, you're not fooled by the loudness, right? Our ears are very, very easy to fool by loudness because we think that if it's loud, it's better. So I always like to keep like a compare track so I can like match my whole track after mastering to my initial mix without loudness, because at the end of mastering the track has to go louder. But before I make it louder, right, even if the limiting and everything is done, I still pull down gain to match my original track so that I can actually hear what I have done in mixing and not get fooled by loudness. On my read track, I have this chain. Now I will show you this detailed chain on my Patreon, but just to give you a glimpse, what I like to do in top-down mastering is that I master in reverse order, right? The plugins may differ every time, but what I did in this case and what remains like normal is that I start from a limiter, right? I just go ahead, put a limiter on my track, and if you go here, you can see there's a 1-to-1 unity gain. As you can see, it says here, there's a unity gain button, which says that the output level will be set to the inverse of the added gain level. So you can easily hear the effect of the applied limiting at the original input level. And that is what we want, right? So I turn this on and then I input the gain into it. So yeah, let's just hear it. So this is the original track. And now what I do is basically I use this limiter, try to listen that where is the point the song starts to break. In this track, I thought like, okay, it is breaking up at around 6 dB of attenuation or 6 dB of limiting, negative 6 dB. So then I moved on to a clipper, and you might use any clipper that you want. For this, I use the Ozone 11 maximizers clipping module in IRC. IRC means intelligent release control. So I put the character onto clipping by making it the fastest. And then again, I have adjusted the level over here. So now we have clipping and limiting happening simultaneously. Now, all of the heavy limiting work has been divided into the clipper and the limiter, and I keep my limiter on, because what happened is, now whatever kind of processing that I do, be it EQ, be it stereo imaging, be it saturation, be it compression, I can hear it directly from the limiter. So I can hear what the final result is going to sound like, and that is my way of getting to the final point fastest and the most efficient way. One more thing that I like to tell you guys before I end this small trailer like tutorial is that I use this TDR's limiter for true peak. I don't use true peak of Ozone or FabFilter's ProL. I like to use this TDR limiters true peak, so that when we render into a lossless format, what happens is that we don't get unnecessary peaks into our file. That's it, I guess. This is what top-down mastering, what I like to call top-down mastering, is that you're mastering in the reverse order so that you can get where you want faster and easier. And also there was this saying from Andrew Ships that I heard, is that when you're mixing or mastering, don't go out looking for problems. If problems come in front of you, solve them, but don't go looking for problems. And that is what mixing is. Don't go looking for how I can make, if there is a problem with this kick, if there is a problem with this hat, or if there is a problem with this bass, if it's there, it sounds good, it's good, don't touch it. I mean, do you want to make it better? Yes, you can. But is there a problem with it? That's a different question. So that is what top-down mastering is. Listen what the track needs and then do it, rather than just putting on your old mastering chain and calling it a day. So if you want to check out the full tutorial, you can check it out on my Patreon. Go subscribe to it. It will be an immense amount of help, and it'll just make my day. So that's it. I'll see you guys next time.